Idaho cannot enforce gender-affirming care ban, judge rules. Parents should have the right to make the most fundamental decisions about how to care for their children, the judge wrote in a preliminary order. Idaho cannot enforce a law banning gender-affirming care such as puberty blockers and hormones for transgender minors, a federal judge ruled, a victory for families who had sued the state challenging the law. In a preliminary order on Tuesday, U.S. District Judge B. Lynn Windmill in Boise wrote that the 14th Amendment of the U.S. Constitution guarantees equal protection and due process, give parents the right to get gender-affirming care for their children. Transgender children should receive equal treatment under the law, Windmill, who was appointed by Democratic former President Bill Clinton, wrote. Parents should have the right to make the most fundamental decisions about how to care for their children. We're thankful the court saw the danger this law represented to our clients, and we're determined to fight this ban until Idaho is a safe place to raise every family. Lee Nolan Soul of the American Civil Liberties Union, a lawyer for the plaintiffs, said in a statement. Idaho Attorney General Raul Labrador said in a statement, Raul Labrador. Like the dog. Sorry. I'm sorry. It is like the dog, though, Labrador. Said in a statement that the ruling places children at risk of... Sorry, I can't. Oh my God. Okay. Places children at the risk of irreversible harm, and that he would appeal. Idaho passed a law banning puberty blockers, hormones, or surgeries aiming to, quote, affirm the child's perception of the child's sex if that perception is inconsistent with the child's biological sex. No, stop. The Virgin Huckleberry Hound versus the Chad Raul Labrador. Okay. It is one of about 20 Republican-led states that have banned or restricted gender-affirming treatments. I'm sorry, this is so unserious. 2 families of transgender girls receiving hormone therapy. I can't do it. Two families of transgender girls receiving hormone therapy sued the state in May, saying the law would cut off medically necessary care and violated their rights. Windmill, in granting their motion to block the law's enforcement while he hears the case, wrote that the banned treatments were safe, effective, and medically necessary for some adolescents. Courts have been divided on legal challenges to affirm gender-affirming bans. Most lower-level courts to consider the bans have blocked them so far, but appeals courts have sided with the states. The Georgia-based 11th U.S. Circuit in August upheld an Alabama ban, and the Ohio-based 6th Circuit in September upheld bans in Kentucky and Tennessee. Families challenging the Tennessee ban have asked the U.S. Supreme Court to take up the case, the first such petition on the issue. The St. Louis, Missouri-based 8th Circuit last year blocked an Arkansas ban, though the court is expected to consider the issue again. The case is Poe et al. V. Labrador. Oh no. Oh no. Poe versus Puppy Girls. Where have I seen this before? Only deep cuts will get that one. Only real OGs will get that one. That joke will go above the head of many, many people. Okay. All right. There's more of this, though. Oh, actually, no. Yes, there is more of this. I clicked the wrong one. Yes, there is more of this. Can we watch a video real quick? Is that a thing? Can we do that?
A law banning gender-affirming care for trans youth here in Idaho was set to go into effect this week. The judge's order last week put things on pause. I'm your downtown Boise neighborhood reporter, Brendan Jones, and I talked to parents of a transgender Idaho activist who say this is a small win, but the fight is far from over.
Eve is Absolutely hilarious. She is whip smart. She's a super loyal friend.
Those are the first adjectives Michael Devitt uses to describe his daughter Eve.
And her transgenderism is the least interesting thing about her. Yet it's the thing that our legislature and our governor have decided to kind of break her down into.
Eve is a transgender Idaho activist who has spoken out heavily against House Bill 71, which would have criminalized providing gender-affirming care to minors in Idaho. Last week, a win came for the state's trans community. A federal judge blocked the enforcement of the bill, which would have turned into law on January 1st. Eve is 18 now, so she wouldn't have directly been impacted by the new law, but when she was a minor, she received gender-affirming healthcare treatment in the state. This week, I spoke with her father about the block.
My response was, well, of course. The Constitution is super clear. You cannot disadvantage one group over another just because you don't like them.
Judge B. Lynn Windmill ruled Idaho was in violation of the Equal Protection Clause of the 14th Amendment by denying health care which is available for other treatments to people on the basis of gender identity. Idaho's Attorney General Raul Labrador, who was named in the suit, disagrees with the ruling. He says these treatments are harmful to Idaho's youth, even comparing this ruling to federal court rulings about the eugenics movement in the 1920s. In a statement the day after the decision, Labrador wrote, "Judge Windmill's ruling places children at risk of irreversible harm. History."
Who was that person? That was Raul Labrador.
Ruling places children at risk movement in the was named
That
in
guy?
the suit disagrees
This guy,
with the
right?
ruling. He says these treatments are harmful to Idaho's youth, even comparing this ruling to federal court rulings about the eugenics movement in the 1920s. In a statement the day after the decision, Labrador wrote, "Judge Windmill's ruling places children at risk of irreversible harm. History will not look kindly on this decision." The typical criticism for gender-affirming care for minors is suggesting children should wait until they are adults to make these decisions about their bodies. Michael says in some cases, including his family's, it's a life or death decision.
Suicide rates for kids that are not given access to gender-affirming care are extremely high, like attempts and completions of suicide.
The American Academy of Pediatrics says research shows a 60% decrease in moderate to severe depression, as well as a 73% decrease in suicidality among trans and non-binary youth when given access to gender-affirming care over a 12-month period. Michael says he and his family will
That's the girl's father.
continue to fight for the cause, even though his daughter is no longer a minor.
Because we're in this for the long haul. Even though, Eve is now 18, that's not an issue with us. And it's not an issue with Eve. Like, we are going to use everything that we have to fight for kids that are not our kids, who could very well have been our kids had the timing been different.
Idaho's Attorney General Raul Labrador, who was named in the suit, says that the state will appeal this ruling. The ACLU of Idaho told me last week they will continue to fight as well. We'll keep you updated as the lawsuit progresses. In downtown Boise, I'm your neighborhood reporter, Brendan Jones, for Idaho News 6.
Okay. So I don't know if this is gonna yeah, this pretty much just goes over the video. We can just leave it at the video. That's fine. But yeah, interesting perspective, isn't it? You finally get to hear from a father of a trans kid about all these bans on transgender care. I really think it's shameful what a lot of Republicans are taking up and doing. I mean, it's for them, they don't even care. It's just like it's the issue that their base cares about, and that's what they want to talk about mostly. It's just a way to get people to agree with them or whatever. So stupid.